could be 5. It could be 5. And this episode is just going to be about accountability, I guess you could say. I don't know if you guys have a better title for this episode. Y'all let me know. But yeah, I think it's the idea of accountability and maybe the believing that you're taking accountability for your actions. Wow, guys, I'm tongue-tied today. Accountability for your actions when truthfully you're just kind of dodging and deflecting, which is also a form of manipulation. I feel like we as humans, and I think I've been saying that now for most of season 2, if not all of season 2, we as humans, because I try not to put people in the box of like men do this or women do that. And I think I get that from my fiance. I'm not gonna lie, I get that from him. I feel like a lot of the time we say like, oh yeah, men ain't shit or women ain't shit, and truthfully humans just make mistakes. And I don't mean that in terms of making it something that it's not, so don't y'all come from my throat. I already know. I think it's just the idea of understanding that people make mistakes, and when those mistakes happen, it's a shitty mistake. It doesn't necessarily mean men or women ain't shit. It just means that we're all capable of doing some shitty shit. Okay? Which in some ways is human, and I think saying it's human also kind of like deflects in that own way, because it's like, it doesn't make it okay. It does not make it okay. Or normal. Let's not normalize the fact of hurting each other or doing shitty things and just saying we're human. Take the accountability for the idea of, all right, I was wrong, and don't label that on a man or a woman. Just say, I was wrong, and I think that a lot of the times people, don't know how to just say that because people want to be right so bad. And that goes back to, people relying on social media to help them, people putting friends and other people involved in the situations to help them because they want to be right. And as much as people try to say like, oh yeah, I'm good on my own, or I'm all right, or I don't need social media, or I don't need nobody to back me up, literally you're looking for backup from everything that exists in this world, like literally. So take that accountability on your own and just say like, nah, I'm wrong. If somebody expresses something to you that bothers them, and listen, and this goes back to my Thursday tip of the day, listen to understand, don't listen to defend. A lot of the times, and I think I made a podcast about this before, a lot of the times we already have our rebuttal planned out. And you just go, well, I don't get it. I don't understand how you'd be upset. I don't understand. And it's like, you're not really trying to understand. You're not really trying to get it. You just want to say what you say because you're mad or you're angry, and let that be a thing that lets the whole entire mood be like, that sets the tone, and you're not actually listening. And you can know you're not listening because you're not able to repeat back exactly what that person said, which is the example I gave this season as well. If you're going to have that conversation and discussion respectfully, you have to understand that you're going to have to listen, internalize, and listen to understand, not listen to just, okay, well, you're done, so now I'm going to say my piece. And that's why it's just always, if you're cutting people off often, and I tend to do that too, like if you're cutting people off often, if you're doing stuff like that, you got to know you're already not listening because you're just so focused and ready on what you're going to say. Get a paper and a pen and try to jot down when the little notes on maybe if somebody wants to talk to you genuinely, because it takes a lot for people to talk. It takes a lot for people to come out and be like, you know what, this is what's bothering me, and everybody deserves that idea to understand and to be understood before fought and argued and all this other stuff. Arguments are 100% preventable. It's all about how you take them. If you start off a conversation and you're trying to talk to somebody about something and it goes left or it turns right or whatever way it goes these days, and next thing you know, everybody's just mad and angry and upset, something went wrong that probably could have been prevented. It also comes down to time too. The idea of maybe it's not time to talk about something sensitive in the moment. If you're upset about something and you're really, really, really heated, it might not be a good time to face those things heads on. But, every now and then everybody's different, and it's understanding each other's differences, friendship wise, relationship wise, family wise, understanding all of those differences and seeing when is the right time to go in, but when is it also okay for me to step back. And I think that what I've learned, at least in 2020, is the idea that everybody doesn't deserve an argument or an explanation, and sometimes they just want you to listen. And I think that in terms of listening and understanding that I'm listening to you and I have so much that I want to say, it's just not my time. It's not my moment. you know, and that all goes into taking accountability for your actions, because when you realize that you've done something wrong or you've hurt somebody's feelings or someone is upset because of something that you did, you just need to be a listener. And then if they ask you for your response, you go ahead off of that and give it to them. And I think that also it's how we take accountability, because there's ways to recant your accountability. For example, if you fucked up in some way and you've done something that's probably wrong and off the scale, and you've known that you're not in the place or position to say anything about how you feel. It's just the idea of, I know that I fucked up and I know that I did something wrong. That person does not want to hear, well, it could have been worse, like, I mean, this could have happened and that could have happened, because that's literally taking away the accountability factor. And I posted about this on Twitter today. If you guys aren't following me, follow me on Twitter at WilliamsWani. And I'll definitely follow back. I am now Hollywood. But yeah, you got to understand, like, that literally rejects the accountability you just did, where it's just like, yeah, I'm not in the place to take up on this conversation, or I'm not in the place to give my opinion, but it could be worse. That it could be worse literally just goes like, well, you're feeling away, but I mean, I could have done this or I could have done that. Like, that's literally like the opposite. And it's also a way to kind of like make yourself feel better about what you've done. And I think in taking accountability, we got to make sure that we're thinking about what's in their best interest. Okay, like that's the truth. If the relationship or the friendship is worth having, you need to think about what is in their best interest. And I think from there, you should move on how you're going to operate. Not everybody deserves your energy. Not everybody deserves your response. But also, everybody does deserve for you to listen to them if they come to you like a woman or like a man and just say, something is bothering me. And instead of you jumping the gun to defend whatever it is that you're trying to say, your best bet would be to just be a listener for at least while they're finished. Like, let them finish their soliloquy of things. I always say that. I always say soliloquy, guys, because it's just like, it's your moment. Like, let you finish what you have to say and understand. Don't just be listening because like, oh yeah, well, I'm gonna just wait because I know what I'm gonna say already. Because if you know what you're gonna say, then you're not even actively listening. And I think a lot of the time, so many people fall through the cracks. So many things fall through the cracks because of the idea of just like, it is what it is, or I said what I said, and there's so much toxicity in all of those things that I've seen. The manipulation, the control, and that's another thing we have to do when somebody comes to you with their issues and problems. And I'm guilty of this as well. Don't deflect with things that you feel. Just listen. We don't understand how many of us are not active listeners within each other. We're not. The second somebody says something you don't like, you're already snapping back. You don't even let them finish the sentence. We can even get a comma, not a breath, nothing. And it's not fair. We're human before we're anything. We need to respect each other and respect our differences and treat each other with the amount of respect, not condescending, not controlling, not manipulating. There's so much toxicity in this world, and you can't let that stop you from being a better person, from being somebody who does the right thing, or apologizing when you realize that something's wrong. I feel like in itself, you got to be strong to understand that I'm wrong when I'm wrong. I'm going to be wrong sometimes. I'm not going to be right. And it doesn't work for everybody, and everybody's chemistry and friendships and relationships are different. So don't get me wrong. My word is not bond. Okay. But understand that if you set up something with someone like, hey, I want to go out, I want to talk about this, or I want to go hang out with these people, I want to go hang out with that people, or do you have a minute? I really want to talk to you about something. Those few minutes might be all that needs to clear it up. You don't need to make, and I said this before, permanent decisions on temporary feelings. But it sometimes gets a little difficult and gray when you can't catch that person when you need to. When you can't understand, like, they're not willing to sit down and actually talk to you. You just want to be mad and just want to be angry. And there's so much time in the day and so many close, cool friendships that people lose that I've lost in my past because you just want to be angry. You just want to be upset. You don't want to let go. And I am one of those people as well who, I don't want to say I hold grudges, but I definitely need to make sure that I'm okay before I'm actually going like, oh yeah, I'm fine. And honestly, shout outs to my boyfriend, Fame. Shout out to you, babe. Like, in all honesty, you literally make sure that I'm okay, even when I'm not. And when I say I'm okay, and that's the type of person that, pushes me to outside of my comfort zone to make sure that I honestly say how I feel. And I think that in terms of friendships, I have my friend, shout outs to Kayla, that's my best friend. If something is bothering me and she knows that I just need a listener, somebody that's going to listen to you rant, listen to you say what's on your mind, and then come back and be like, all right, so now we're good. I feel like nobody is perfect and nobody's trying to be. And instead of us trying to attack each other every day with men ain't shit and women ain't shit, we got to understand that all of that comes with accountability. You can't say, why are men ain't shit? Why are women ain't shit? Why are humans not shit? Why? And I think if we stop reacting to what is happening right away and just internalizing for a little bit, we'll see, because every effect was caused. And if you were that cause, you got to give that person some time to understand. Don't be that guy that's just like, okay, well, everything's fine. And don't rely on social media to vent for your problems and be your journal or your diary. One day it's social media ain't shit and social media ain't this, but the other day it's everything underneath the sun is on there about every feeling that you feel in your body. Talk to the person. Talk to them, because I know for me, I'm a type of person where, this is how I am now, after my social media cleanse. If it's on social media, I truthfully don't think it's real. Like, I don't care, because I'm not going to validate my feelings off of social media. I'm not going to validate how somebody feels about me off of social media. I am not relying on social media to give me any more answers. If somebody doesn't call me or DM me or message me or talk to me about something, on the side, or as a human to human, no social media involved, then it's not real. Because people want to put their feelings on social media all the time, and we got to call out the trolls. Some people are just trolling. Guys be in happy relationships, completely happy, doing fine, doing the damn thing, and, talking about how women ain't shit. Men be, girls be in full-blown relationships, happy with a good-ass man, holding them down and posting about things that saying men ain't shit. It happens. And it's like, why? We have so much in this life, in this world, to be happy about. We have so much to be appreciative of. Take accountability. Talk to each other when something is wrong. Listen to understand, not to defend, and just be better people. Let's do it, guys. So yeah, about that.